Gentlemen, the smartest way to build an aesthetic body in 2025. Like many of you, I was very unconfident through my middle school and high school years. I was skinny fat. I was very upset. I had eaten a lot of frozen burritos and overall had a body and a physique that did not exude confidence. Those things combined together made me a very unhappy person. I soon then got into training, but did not have the consistency to really experience the change in character and charisma and confidence that truly come from being consistent in changing something that genuinely does matter to you. Once I started my minimalist style of training and learning how to properly execute on my diet, training, mindset, exercise, everything all together, then I began to see radical change in my confidence, my character, and my charisma. All those things combined led to me living a much better life that I'm much more happy about now. In this video, we're going to be discussing the core concepts of my minimalist training, the smartest way you can build an aesthetic physique in the least amount of time possible that does not interfere with your overall life. Everything combined together will lead to a more fulfilling life. You'll have more time to do things that you want to do, and you will experience the gym in a new way that is more fun, more fulfilling, and will allow you to be more consistent than you ever have before. Now, none of those are promises, but if you do execute on those things, you will see something very similar happen in your own life, because that is what happened to me. Now, this is a core pillar of a larger idea known as my minimalist training philosophy. You can find in the first link in the description below a free group that I just created. You can come join. It has all the information you need, as well as people who are just like you and I, interested in minimalist training. In there, I'm going to be having coffee chats on the weekends, people you can meet, network with, and hold you accountable, as well as free training and guides on how to get started. It won't be free for very long. This will be a paid-for community very shortly, so get in while the opportunity still lasts. Anyways, let's jump right in. I strongly believe building an aesthetic physique can be broken down into two key sections. These two key sections are split into mind and body. The thing is, most people do not discuss training the mind and the body together as one whole unit to build overall an aesthetic physique. Those two key pillars go hand in hand, because if you do not have a healthy mind, you are going to struggle to have a healthy body. And when you do not have a healthy body, you're going to struggle to have a healthy mind. They complement each other. It's almost like a chicken and the egg fallacy. Which one came first? I don't know. But you can work on both of these things because they both matter. I want to first open up with talking about how to train your physique, the steps I took to condense my training down into the key factors that were needed to experience the most amount of change in the shortest amount of time without taking away from my life. In fact, adding to my life, making it much better. These core concepts I'm going to discuss with you here, I've actually been going very hard on the past month of my life, and it has been the best month of my life in the past 2 years. It has been great. My physique has radically changed. I'm the most lean I've been in a long time, and it is great. You will experience fantastic change when executing on these things, and you can experience some great growth. Now, let's talk about training the body. Step number one, keep it simple, resistance training 3 times a week. Now, if you are brand new to the gym and you do need a good program, we'll start with something very simple, push, pull, legs. That is the foundation for training in the gym. Push day, your main lift is going to be your bench press. Incline bench press is probably preferred, but focus on the bench press. Pull day, your main movement is going to be the bent over barbell row. That is going to be your main focus. And leg day, your main movement is going to be the barbell back squat. Those 3 movements can build a phenomenal physique. Those 3 movements are key and crucial as the foundational movements to getting all the muscular building done, all the hypertrophy accomplished. Now, the reason why I only recommend you train 3 times a week is because, first off, you can accomplish everything you need to get done in 3 hours a week if your main focus is to build an aesthetic physique. If your goal is to be like a bodybuilder, professional, all that kind of stuff, you're going to need to train more. But we're here to create a minimalist aesthetic physique, okay? This is the main thing that you need, is 3 hours of consistent focused training per week. Now, getting into the gym, you You want to be focused on intensity. Intensity is the driver of muscular growth. So during these 3 training sessions a week, when you're focused on your bench press, your barbell row, and your back squat, those should be in 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. In that 6 to 8 rep range, I want you to be going as intense as you can, almost till muscular failure by the 6th or 8th rep. Do that consistently week over week, track your numbers, and try to do a little bit more each week, and you will experience fantastic muscular growth. Now, the next crucial thing in training your body on a daily consistent time frame is going to be getting 10,000 steps a day mandatory. Oh my gosh, 10,000 steps a day. That sounds like a lot. I don't know if I can do that. Here's the thing. The average American gets about 4,000, maybe 5,000 steps a day. With that, if you were to include another 3 10-minute walks per day, you can easily get to 8,000 to 10,000 steps depending on how good you are at walking. Here's the thing. They are so simple to implement into your daily routine, even if you work full-time. So let me explain. To get your 10,000 steps a day, on average, you're already getting about 4,000 to 5,000, sometimes more. Some people maybe even get 7,000 to 8,000. This is going to be even easier for you. This is the easiest way to take action on your 10,000 steps a day. Now, before I tell you that, the reason why we want to be doing that is, first off, there's numerous mental health benefits, there's numerous physical health benefits, and the actual muscular change that comes from walking consistently is phenomenal. On top of that, especially if you're on a cut, you will burn anywhere from 300 to 350 calories per day extra just from walking. That is going to make you feel amazing. So here's how you simply execute those 3 10-minute walks a day. What you can do is, whenever you have finished a meal, maybe you have a lunch break, whatever that looks like, go 5 minutes in one direction, 5 minutes back to where you started. Do that 3 times a day. That's it. It is so simple. 5 minutes in one direction, 5 minutes back. That easy. So implement that 3 times a day. You will get to 10,000 steps. You're going to get numerous benefits, as well as the fact that you are going to burn an extra 300 calories. So if you were trying to get lean, 10,000 steps a day is so crucial for building an aesthetic body, because it just makes it so simple to melt off fat. Now, step number 3 when training the body. This is probably the most crucial step. More important than the training of the physique, the actual exercise and muscular workouts itself. Diet control. Oh my gosh. Now here's the thing. Some of you have never actually physically disciplined yourself to stop shoveling down crap food in your gullet, okay? Here's the thing. If you have not actually disciplined yourself to eat clean and eat healthy, this is going to be the hardest part of this pillar. I'm going to give you some actionable advice and maybe make it a little bit easier, but this is crucial. Training your diet will lead to 80% of the results in your physique. 80%. There's that saying, abs are made in the kitchen. I don't know, there's probably another saying, you are what you eat. Like, those things are infinitely more true than you could possibly realize. Controlling your diet, being conscientious about what you eat, will get you the physique you dream of. Even if you were to do training 1 time a week, a full body session, even if your training was for 30 minutes, if you were to eat healthy 7 days out of the week and only train 1 time per week, you would experience better change than the guy who trains 6 times a week in the gym and eats terribly. I promise you that. If you are locked in on your diet, you will experience the most possible change in your physique compared to any other factor possible. Now, with that being said, how do we make this as simple as possible? Well, here's the thing. First off, download MyFitnessPal. That app is so helpful for tracking your calories. You can honestly use pretty much any calorie tracking app. That's the baseline one. Everyone uses it. It's very simple and has a good user interface. Not sponsored, okay? I just genuinely like the app. Now, to make it as simple as possible, we need to be focusing on eating high quality, at least the best quality we can find, protein and organic foods. Now, to make it so simple, you're going to get taco seasoning, you're going to get chicken thighs or ground beef, whichever one you like more, get some Minute Maid rice, or whatever rice can be done in a minute, whatever that looks like, and some frozen veggies. This is the easiest way to prep 2 to 3 meals in 15 minutes. Throw either your chicken into the air fryer, throw your ground beef on the pan, make sure you season it with the taco seasoning. Then from there, throw the rice in the microwave. After that, throw your frozen veggies in the microwave, and everything will be done in about 15 minutes. From that, you just meal prep your bowl together, measure out how much ounces of protein you have on that bowl, whatever that looks like, and you can get an easy 50 grams of protein to 55 grams of protein for like 600 calories, 700 calories. It's flavorful because of the taco seasoning. The veggies kind of just get, melted in with the protein that you eat, and you're eating with the rice, and it tastes great. It's phenomenal. It is such a simple way to track your food, hit your protein, and you can cover that for most of your lunches, maybe dinners. And then on top of that, throw in some Greek yogurt in the morning, maybe have some eggs, cottage cheese, and then, have like a can of sardines or something. That's a really simple way to get in good protein. Throw a steak on the grill, whatever that looks like. Have a Chipotle bowl. It's actually really easy to track your intake of calories with Chipotle because they pretty much have a spoon that measures out the ounces, whatever that looks like. So, Chipotle, have that for dinner. All that super simple stuff. I'm giving you the card to go get some Chipotle later tonight. But tracking your calories, that is a super simple way to do that. Just focus on the meal prep. Maybe start getting from Factor meals. I don't know, whatever people buy. I don't know. But figure that out. But that's a super simple way to increase your tracked amount of food. And then just make sure you're only eating food that's you're capable of tracking. And then to actually add another layer of simplicity, later on in the week, have 1 to 2 cheat days, either Saturday or Sunday or both, and let loose, okay? Because you need to actually be able to eat things that you want to enjoy as well. Because we're not in bodybuilder prep. We still want to have a weekend where we can have whatever amount of calories we want. I've been doing that, and I've actually seen the most success in my cut I've ever had by taking Saturdays off and just eating whatever I want, and it feels great. Now, next step, pick up a sport for easy cardio, for training the body. This has been amazing. I have become addicted recently to tennis. This has been a phenomenal driver of cardiovascular health for me. On top of that, it's been social. And then on top of that, I'm burning calories and doing athletic activity consistently 2 to 3 times a week, in which I have been having the time of my life. The time of my life. I've become so utterly addicted to that sport that I'm going to take a second to take a sip of my coffee to tell you about this. So, getting addicted to a sport like this is utterly game-changing for getting in shape. The reason why I highly recommend it is, first off, it's social. It's something outside of the gym where more often than not, you'll end up training by yourself because not everyone wants to train the same time as you. It's hard to find a good, consistent gym buddy for a long period of time. So, doing a sport, whether that be basketball, maybe that's baseball, soccer, tennis is a great one. It's hard, but it's great. Pickleball. I don't know. Just choose a sport. Maybe it's mountain biking or it's mountain running. I don't know. Choose a sport and start doing that. It's usually a social activity. It makes it so simple to get your cardio in. You don't need to track how much calories you're burning, whatever that is. Just do it for fun. Choose a sport that you genuinely find fun. Maybe it's even long distance running. I did that for a couple of years. That's really fun too. But I picked up tennis now and I enjoy it way more because it's social, it's hard, and it's a thing that challenges my mind and body. Picking up a sport made it infinitely easier to get in shape. So simple. And there's so many benefits to it, especially the social aspect. When you're a guy, you should have a sport in your life that makes you compete. And don't give me any of this BS about when you're playing the sport, I don't want to try. Dude, you should be trying. Whenever you start playing with this sport, choose something that you genuinely want to get good at and go hard at it every single time. I have a training partner who I play tennis with. We're playing 2 to 3 times a week. We get out there and we're grinding for almost 2 hours some nights just because we genuinely love the sport. Last night, I played for 2.5 hours straight of just busting out tennis serve after tennis serve, drenched in sweat. My whole body is sore today. More sore than an actual resistance training game because I was just going so hard, running back and forth on the tennis court. Complete flow state. Just social good vibes and going hard. Doing a sport is actually game-changing for so many different areas. I cannot tell you. And don't get into it and just be nonchalant, I don't want to try that hard. It's cool to try. Pick up sport because it's fun to try it. And it's cool to get better at something that makes you more athletic and stronger and mentally better as a person. Go do that. Go pick up that sport and get stronger. It is so good for you. Now, the last thing that I wanted to add for training the body, getting better, with your overall mental or your overall physical output is getting a training partner where you can. Now, I've just discussed with you, having a training partner for the sport that you're playing. Because more often than not, playing a sport by yourself is not as fun. It becomes kind of that, I don't know how to describe it. It's not as leisurely social activity when you're not with someone, okay? So when you have a training partner, first off, especially for the gym, you have someone who's gonna be there at the same time as you. They're expecting you to be there as well. If you're not there, you're gonna be just wasting your homie's time, okay? Having a homie who's consistently at the gym as well, who's holding you accountable to be there, is one of the best feelings ever, because it makes it so much easier to be consistent in training in the gym, especially if your training partner is doing this minimalist training protocol, which if you do not have a training partner and you're looking for a minimalist training partner to add into the protocol, come join the free group below. You can find someone in there to hold you accountable to discuss, hey, I'm working on this with my diet, or if you even want to chat with me, I'll give you some advice. I'll help you hold you accountable. We can chat on our coffee chats in there, and you can stay accountable to actually getting in shape, because here's the biggest factor. Having a training partner holds you accountable. It makes you consistent, and it streamlines, gets rid of all the friction to being good at what you're doing during your training. And it's social activity. We are social creatures. Humans are very social. So when you have a training partner, it's going to make it that much easier. And when you have your homie and you're grinding towards the same goal, it makes it that much easier to get into the gym, to train hard, and to do well. Now, with all that being said, that is everything for the body. I have a little bit more for you for training the mind. Here's the thing. Training the body is a very simple approach to effectively also training your mind, because a lot of these things I've talked to you about overall just effectively is getting disciplined, which is good for your mental health. Now, these things will all indirectly improve your mental health, but I'm going to give you a couple actual actionable things you can do to improve your mental health, to improve your mental output as a whole, because we are not just physical creatures, we are spiritually mindful creatures. We have stuff that goes on up here too, okay? So here's how we train the mind. First off, meditation, 10 minutes a day. This has been a habit I've been slacking on personally, but I highly, highly, highly recommend implementing meditation. I'll explain to you a very simple way to do it on a daily basis. Meditation for 10 minutes a day. This habit has been phenomenal for improving my mindfulness. This is probably the best exercise to improving your brain. Now, first off, when you sit there for 10 minutes, your mind is going to wander, and that's why you probably think meditation's not for you, because you've tried it once or twice and your mind started to wander. That's exactly why you are supposed to be doing meditation. Sit there, focus on your breath, breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. For 10 minutes, you sit there, have your eyes closed, legs crossed, and then put your hands wherever, I don't know. But when you do this, your mind starts to wander and you're not focused on the breathing. Bring your brain and your focus back to the breathing, and that's one whole rep. Think of it that way. So every time you're sitting down and meditating for 10 minutes a day and your mind starts to wander and you're like, oh shoot, my mind is wandering, and you bring it back to focusing on your breath, that's one rep. That is crucial, because here's the thing. People view that as, oh, I'm not good at meditation because my mind starts to wander. No, you're meditating because your mind starts to wander, and you're training the muscle of bringing it back to the present moment. The most optimal state of being is the present, when you're not worried about the future and you're not stressed about the past, and you're here present in the moment, and you're training the being present in the moment muscle. That is what meditation is. Do that 10 minutes a day, breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Maybe put on some nature sounds, or if you live nearby nature, go sit in nature and meditate for 10 minutes. And especially if you're Christian, another layer you can add on to this, I do this myself, is I start reflecting on the Word of God. I think about a particular verse, and I kind of follow my stream of consciousness about, oh, what does this verse mean to me? How does this apply to my life? And you sit there and you almost meditate, and you think about practical applications that God is trying to teach you with the verse that came into your mind. And it's a really great way to build an intimate connection with the creator of the universe, as you sit there and reflect on a verse. And if your mind starts to wander away from the verse and you start to think about different things, bring yourself back and think about the verse on your breath, and focus and sit there and be fully present with the Lord your God. It's incredible. It's a great way to train your mind, and it's so good for you. Now, next thing, daily journaling. This is another thing you can do as well to train the mind very effectively. Now, I have lots of journals. I have one right here. Go get this at Target. It's great. It says notes on there. It's awesome. In this journal, I'm about 2/3 through. Look, you just write about whatever. You know, I used to be very structured in how I journaled everything. And I would write specific things daily about, oh, you know, here's how my day was. This is what I did today, and blah, 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 whatever. And journaling, you know, sometimes it comes off as very feminine to people. It's like, oh, well, this is what girls do, Dear Diary, blah, blah, blah. But no, here's the thing. Journaling is really good for your mental health. It gives you a way to track what happened during the day, to reflect on what you can do better, and then it's also a space to get all the clutter out on paper. There's something amazing about writing things out on paper that physically takes all the jumble up and gets it out on paper. Daily journaling is just such a simple way to really get all the junk out of your head. Most people don't journal. Most people, especially guys, just think it's very feminine. And here's the thing. It's not feminine to write down your ideas, to get all of the clutter and the thoughts and what you want to change your reality and just put it onto paper. Here's the thing. If you write about your goals consistently, you are 42% more likely to accomplish those goals when you write them out consistently. If you do that in your journal daily, they will be at the front of your mind. Your actions that you dictate, the actions that you take on a consistent basis, because they're at the forefront of your mind, will be a reflection of the goals you're trying to accomplish. More often than not, the reason why people aren't accomplishing their goals and aren't consistently changing their life towards accomplishing their goals is because they are not consistently having their goals at the forefront of their mind. Therefore, the actions that they take are not in line with the goals that they say they have. So, if you found that you are not consistently hitting your goals, it's because there's probably some mental clutter you need to get out of the way, and you need to consistently write about those goals, why you want to accomplish them, what you want out of life, and then get all the jumble onto paper. Because when you physically write out a goal that's written in your mind, that's jumbled up in your mind, there's an action of physically putting it out there, that will improve your overall mind-body spiritual connection and turns you into a stronger, more capable man. So do it. Give it a try. I mean, you have nothing to lose other than writing on paper. It feels great. Do it at the end of each of your evening. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Roman emperors. Roman, I guess, emperor. I actually don't know what his official name was. But Marcus Aurelius, Meditations, what he is known for is a journal. His ideas being encapsulated by time. Go check out the Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's a fantastic representation of what your journal can be like. So give that a look-see. Last thing I want to say, socialize. Training your mind can actually be done through socialization. You're going to learn a lot of skills talking with other humans when you properly are socialized. If you are a Discord troll right now and you spend your life just talking to people on the internet, you're not really going to gain much skills. So I highly recommend getting out there, talking to strangers, learning how to converse with people you don't normally talk to. Your mind is going to grow. You can learn something from every single person you meet. Remember that. No matter who they are, no matter what they do, no matter their age, it doesn't matter. You can learn something from any single person you meet. So remember that as you actually go about socializing here, because it's going to force your brain to grow. And here's the thing, as your brain grows, so does your ability to increase your physical attributes. You create more discipline, you create more space for focus, you create more, just a better character and more confidence as a whole. And doing all these things really leads to the smartest way of building an aesthetic physique in 2025. The last thing I want to say, breathwork is awesome. Focus on all of that. Do the breathing, do the proper breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth. Have a presence of mind, a presence of focus in your daily activities, because your mind, being in the moment, will allow you to change and develop your physique as a whole. Do those things together and maybe even tap into flow state while you're at it. And if you're interested in flow state, check out the video I have on my channel. Anyways, that's pretty much the last thing I want to leave you guys with. Okay? Train the mind, train the body, focus on everything together. And then, on top of all that, click the first link in the description and come join the free Minimalist Training group, because why not? You already watched this video all the way to this point. You and the boys, come get jacked with us. Come learn everything I'm talking about in these videos. Consistently have a group to show up to. Have some guys who want to hold you accountable. We're building a community there of guys who are on self-improvement and specifically focusing on that minimalist training lifestyle, training their mind and their body through disciplining everything. So come check it out. We have like-minded individuals for you to go and be with. It's not going to be free forever. So go join that group. I'll catch you guys there. Shoot me a message. I'll probably end up shooting you a message first. Anyways, appreciate you guys for watching this videos. Go subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.